Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker in an undisclosed location in beautiful New Jersey. To the highest point with the mountain view, cross-continent, to the Michael J. Fox Studios in Beverly Hills, California. It's Scotty, a Sirius XM Liquid Metal, Beer Baron, Shorts Guy, and myself, Sam Wu, talking Devils hockey, trying to get over that debacle of the New York Football Giants.
Don't want to talk about it, Sam. I don't want to talk about it. It's too fresh.
Defund Rutgers football. That's all I have to say.
Jeez, that was so bad.
Bad.
Hey, Sam. Sam, you know what I realized during the intro last weekend?
What's that?
I know the location of the secret bunker, and for a large enough super chat, I can divulge that address.
I moved.
And he has this same exact setup in his new location.
Yes.
This is just a green screen, buddy. Just a green
Yeah.
screen. An Andy green screen.
If there's a super chat with 6 zeros in it, I will divulge that location.
Give me 30%, and I won't tell you.
Six zeros. It's just like 0.1.
There's got to be a whole number in front of those zeros.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, outside of the Giants really taking a dump in the bed, rolling around in it after they made the clean sheets. That was like that was the equivalent of that, right? They made the bed. It was all ready to go for the next night, and you're like, "Hey, room looks great, man." And they're like, "Hold on, wait, I forgot one thing." And they just jumped in, pooped all over it, rolled around in the sheets. Said, wait, I'm sorry, I'll clean it up. They started to clean it up, and you're like, oh, man, that was wild, but thank you for doing that. And then they're like, nah, just kidding, and they just poop all over it again.
Jeez,
That's a great analogy of how that game went. Yeah. Any housekeeper out there is like, yeah.
The game was so exciting, and then it wasn't, and then
it was
again,
and then it wasn't.
And then it wasn't. All of a sudden, there's no pass defense, and it's like, at first, I'm thinking like, "Wow, what team is this? Up so big?" And then when the wheels fell off, I was like, "Ah, yes, here are the Giants. These are the real Giants that we haven't seen in a couple weeks."
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Well, whatever. The Jets.
Well, it's
and
kind
don't
of. Well, I was just going to say it's kind of to transition out of football. They're a young team. They're going to make mistakes. It's kind of similar to what we saw with our Devils team a couple years back. But now, all of a sudden, they're kind of looking like the mature veterans. When all of a sudden you realize all these little babies are now
they grown up and they grown up.
7, 8, 9 years. That's no rook no more. That's a veteran.
9 years is crazy to think that. Yeah.
So far this year, they have been playing smart like veterans. They've had that killer instinct to bury teams like veterans usually do. They haven't let anyone really creep back. I mean, listen, they're not going to win every game out there, okay? But in the 4
they're going to go 81-1. 81-1.
Yeah, right, exactly.
There you go.
I mean, they didn't even when they didn't have their game against Edmonton, they didn't let it slip away. How many times were we starting like 2 or 3-0, after the first period? Say this was a show like 2 years ago. We'd be like, why don't we just start out 2-0? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Like, they didn't let that happen. They withstood everything from the Oilers, and, they came out and made really, really strong plays in the second period as a team, 4 lines. 5-on-5, baby. And then you get that special teams rolling. You outscore Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on the power play. Think about that.
And the PK. You outscored him on the power play and the PK because Connor Brown was that nice shorty.
That's what I'm saying. We scored more goals on the Oilers power play than the Oilers
I
did.
get what you're saying.
That's a good thing. And you know
That's
what?
something.
That's a team that's not making rookie mistakes like maybe the Dart Knight throwing an interception on the 20-yard line. Okay. We saw that. We saw those giveaways and those game bundles and not being able to withstand a sluggish first period and going down 2-3-0. But so far this season, I don't know if it's just you guys, but or just me, but you guys tell me it kind of looks like this team turned a little corner.
Yeah, they 5 games in. 5 games in, they're on a 4-game heater, as Jack would say, and they beat the 2-time.
And we don't have to hear
Stanley
about the
Cup
4-game
champion.
win streak thing anymore, right? We don't have to. We
No,
don't hear that
God.
anymore.
Although Brett Pesci had a great line about that. He's like, "Whoa, really? It's been that long?" He's like, "Woof, we sucked, huh?" But
What am I funny? What
But
am I
yeah.
a clown to you?
what do I look like? But anyways, I look at the team and I see exactly what you're seeing is that maturity. And I think that is one of the biggest pieces. The game against Florida, right? They go down 1-0 early. I mean, it was an 18-minute mark or something like that Florida scored.
Yeah.
In the past, that's a game that they get that gets away from them. You look at the play of the most important players on this team, and they have come to play. And it feels like, listen, Sheldon Keefe last year, that's the first year of a new system, a new coach, a new everything. This year, it seems like they're playing a complete game from start to finish. They don't waver. I understand it's 5 games in, and there's a lot of people out there that could say like you can't really pass that test yet to see if this is the real deal because it's so early. But I'm telling you, it's not like these fluky wins. They're not winning like oh my God, they pulled it out in the last minute against Edmonton. They controlled the game, and yes, okay, Florida, no Kachuk, no Barkov, got it, great, but they still are the 2-time defending.
We got
champions.
guys hurt too.
With
No
Paul
Kovacevic,
Maurice,
no Nason.
yeah, yep, with Paul Paul Maurice as their head coach, and
Maybe not the,
not in the same ballpark. They might be out in the bleachers somewhere,
but still,
no disrespect, no disrespect, yeah, no disrespect. But like they beat that team, and if you watch the game, which most of us were there, when you watch the game, they controlled the play of the game. The entire game. After that goal, they settled in and they controlled that entire game. Edmonton, I felt like they took their foot off the gas at the end when Edmonton scored those 2 kind of, whatever goals at the end to make it look a little bit closer than it actually was. And good for our good friend Curtis Lazar getting a goal out there. Good for him.
Could there have been a better goal scored at 1957 of a game where you're going to win? And the goal goes to Curtis Lazar with a primary assist to Adam Henrique. Could there have been a better goal like actually scored at that moment? You're like, okay, all right, okay. That's okay. That's okay. We'll let that.
It didn't matter. I was already walking to my car at that point, celebrating, wooing in the hallways at that point. So, but they look solid. And I don't know, short. This is. I've been waiting to talk to you about this because Jake Allen, I think it was you that mentioned this last week, where you said when the injury happened to Markstrom, he basically put it on his shoulders like he felt indebted to Markstrom to like carry the banner. And the eye test on him the last 2 games. What are your opinions of how Allen has played?
I think you got to go back to that. The Tampa game when Markstrom had to go in. I think that was the Tampa game when Jake Allen played out of his mind that whole game and had to be pulled, and he was phenomenal in that game. And I think the last 2 games, I feel like there's got to be a really good relationship between the 2 of them because he said that quote. He said that this is, he felt bad, and I think he's trying to make sure that he does all he can until Markstrom can come back, and to keep this ship afloat, and not only keep it afloat, but push it forward, which he's doing. which I think is great. That first goal against Florida was right in front of me on Thursday, and there was just nothing he could have done. It was an open, unmarked man that just collected a rebound, and I think it was like a second or a third rebound.
Yeah.
Nothing he can do, but he bounced back after that, and he played very well. He played very well yesterday. And we were talking with Chico beforehand. It was the battle of him versus a fellow member or a fellow resident of his home province. So he had a little bit on the line, kind of locally and personally, to want to win yesterday too. And he didn't. He looked really good. So I think for now he's playing really, really well, and it's going to help this team push forward. And we're going to see Nico Daws probably at some point this week going forward.
You don't think it's against Toronto? You don't think it's Toronto, right?
I was just going to say probably not against Toronto. You're going to have to put Jake Allen up against the Maple Leafs. I mean, plus, being a former Canadian, he knows how it is up there in Toronto. He knows the atmosphere. He's played them before, like in that heated Montreal-Toronto rivalry. So this is, nothing new for him. And, that's one of those games where you don't know. I mean, Nico Daws plays well, but you don't know if maybe like that's one of those big markets that all of a sudden he may get a little bit, wide-eyed against. And, but I saw someone put something into the chat. It was Survey. I'm trying to go back, and he made a very good point. And it was something really good. Oh, Survey said Connor Brown is looking like a huge win for Fitzpatrick. I'm curious, and it's probably too soon to tell, but is the signing of Connor Brown going to be like another Paul Cotter?
Yeah, I think Brown brings more, but
I mean it's a good signing. I mean I know people weren't excited about it as much. It wasn't the big sexy signing you were hoping for, that big winger in the offseason that everyone said we needed. But remember what your friends here at the Let's Go Devils podcast were saying the entire time. Wait till you see Gritsuk. It's gonna work out. Connor Brown, what the Devils need is not more flash and bang. They need a bottom six. And adding
that
Gritsuk,
can contribute.
Yeah. Adding Connor Brown, Glendening, even though he's got his first point, that dude is a face-off monster. He is so good in the dot. Like, having him and Nico on the team, especially, you've seen how friggin' good this penalty kill has been already. They've only let in one goal so far this year. Their penalty kill has been insane. They win like every face-off when they're killing penalties. That's a huge advantage for them.
That's huge.
And the fact that you can put a Jesper Bratt, and now you see Jack Hughes starting to poke that puck as well. Like, you put these guys out on the penalty kill. Nico Hischier, is going to be out there. I mean, that's just waiting for shorthanded breaks. And if you got a guy with some mitts like Connor Brown, yeah, it's going to add to even more opportunities out there when they're on the penalty kill. So bringing those guys in 5-on-5 is huge. I mean, obviously it sucks. Danilov already got hurt. That would have been another piece that I think we would have been seeing some benefits from already. But it is what it is. He'll be back soon. Hopefully, rather than later.
Hopefully.
Maybe. Hopefully. We know how our injury things seem to go over here. But that penalty kill, man, has been just a beast for this team. And now the PP is getting hot. Holy hell. They're gonna light people up.
Yeah. Hot
PP. Light people up. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hot PP.
Hot PP. So
hot PP.
That was Scotty's nickname in high school, Hot PP. So
yes.
So
yeah,
I want to kind of address something. Dawson Mercer this year I feel like he's got a couple empty netters, right? So a lot of that's inflated, but Dawson Mercer looks much more
only one, right?
No, he scored an empty netter in his last one, didn't he? So he has 2.
Yeah. He's got 2?
I believe so.
Okay.
God, now with the you understand what you just did? You exposed us. Now the damn Reddit people are going to be like, so you don't even know. They don't even know. They don't even know what they're doing. Which is true. I don't. So, anyways, but
I could look back
It's
through
not
my
in
book
shapes
of
and
notes.
colors.
Yeah,
It's not in shapes and
that's not the most. It's not the most important thing. If you really want to, I can look. I got my notebook over here, my game notebook. We can look back.
Austin Mercer's got
but
3 goals. He has 3 goals.
3 goals.
2 of them
I
are
believe,
empty netters.
2 of them, I believe, are
So?
empty netters. No, there's nothing
So,
wrong with
but-
it. I'm just saying, like, look, he's getting off to a good start. Timo Meier getting off to a good start. Like, there's guys that historically for this team have not gotten off to solid starts. I mean, how many 2 years in a row that Mercer's gotten off to such a slow start that everybody's been like, all right, that's it, we're done. Let's just like ship him out and trade him for whatever we can get. Yeah, the thing that drove me crazy, and that, listen, I was sitting essentially like in a top, like right against the wall and looking down, and it looked like you could see like the whole play developing beautifully. And there was this play that happened. Andre Palat, come on, man. He had a couple of opportunities in that game where he could have easily just buried one. Jack put one on his stick.
Whoa. Hang on. Slow down there, bud. All right. First off, you don't get a quality player like an Andre Palat every day of the week. Okay. Now he makes some great plays out there on the ice. Did you see the way? Do you see the way that he just, got that loose puck and immediately passed it back to Jack Hughes, who then darted in and made that awesome goal where he did the backhand to the forehand and around? Jack Hughes isn't the star there. Andre Palat is. Okay? That's the type of guy that any team out there is going to want to have on their team via a trade.
Yes, I see. Yes, you're right. 100%. I get it. Yeah, he's probably the best player in the whole team. I mean, the Devils would not be where they are if it wasn't for Andre Palat. I agree.
If I was going to pick a 5-game All-Star, of this early season already, Andre Palat.
Andre Palat.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I think, speaking of Andre Palat, we need to get an update from Sam Wu about his incoming Andre Palat jersey. Sam, whenever you can jump on. There you are. Sam, so what's the update on your Andre Palat jersey?
Just look at my camera feed.
You haven't sent it out yet.
Oh, yeah, you haven't sent it out. But it's there.
It's there.
Just without.
Yeah.
Just without anything on it.
Nothing on it. Whatever.
Anyways. Yeah, dude. That's, yes, he's so wonderful. He's so wonderful. But back to reality.
Not many people can make those type of plays. And you know what else? He's a team player.
He is.
That's something you need.
He's a nice guy, I bet. I mean, I hear he's a good tipper when he goes to the restaurant. Sharply dressed.
A fine
he'll lend you a hand.
gentleman.
If you need a lawnmower, Andre Palat's the type of guy that will let you borrow his ride on. You know what I mean?
I thought that he was going to go. Sam Wu had a flat tire the other day. I heard that once Andre Palat found out Sam was having such a tough time, he was going to go out there and fix it. That's
he was trying to fly from Tampa Bay all the way back just to help Sam. But then Sam reluctantly said,
apparently
that's way too much.
It's too much.
Too much.
And he said, there's apparently a GoFundMe super chat.
I was just going to start that
on
out.
The Morning Woo. Well, now.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, there is a reason that he has the A on his jersey. I mean, like, all joking aside, like, Palat does still bring something to the team as a
that's the kind of guy you want on your team.
Yeah.
Trade deadline?
Yeah, like,
that's an
Buffalo,
acquisition.
Buffalo, you got that Darlene guy's a bum. Get him off of it. We'll trade you. We'll take the heat on this one. We'll give you Palat. I mean, we're giving up way too much in this trade, to be honest with you.
Every
I mean,
team
maybe
could
not
use a guy with the last name that starts with a P.
Yeah.
According to Supernova.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, that Nathan McKinnon, what a jerk, right? Cancer in the locker room. Get that guy out of there. You need an Andre Palat, a guy that's going to – he might wax your car for you, you know?
We'll go one for one.
Palat can speak French in Russian.
It's true. He's what is that? I don't always trust my hockey players, but when I do,
he's the most
Andre Palat.
Yeah, he's the most interesting hockey player in the world.
So easily one of Andre Palat's biggest fans in the state of New Jersey, Schwim from Hockey on Tap, was at the game yesterday, and had Palat scored, Schwim was gonna take his shirt off and run around shirtless in celebration.
Tarps off for
Palat.
Yeah, I mean, and Palat would have probably like gone into the stands and given him his jersey straight off of his back and been like, "You look chilly. You look chilly." That's how he's a great guy. You look a little chilly up there. I knitted it for you. He didn't even. He hand knitted it. That's what he did.
Yes. No,
but listen,
Tom, he's not. It's 100% the contract. That's all it is. We're just joking and being sarcastic.
Yeah.
If like we've said before, if he was making like 2.5 or 3 million, I don't think many of us would have as much of an issue
also,
with it. It's just the contract size, man.
Mm-hmm. And if we didn't need to rely on him on that line, like if we had, and that's the thing too, is would Dadonov, if he comes back or when he comes back, will probably take over that spot on the line with Jack. But what the hell is that sound? Is that your dog?
Oh, can you hear her?
Yes.
Either
that or Willow. You have a roommate who's doing woodworking in the background.
I can't believe you can hear.
Yeah. Oh,
she's snoring. She's snoring on the floor over here.
Hey.
Hey you.
Hey you, knucklehead. Wake up.
Hey you over there.
Hey you. You're making lots
but
of
outside
noises
of that,
over
listen,
here.
The team looks unreal. Like Jack, that breakaway that he had was just an unbelievable play. Jesper, like off of the faceoff on that power play, Jesper Bratt, like, come on. Everything, and that's the thing too, is like the goals that are coming in are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Connor Brown's goal, dude, that was the one, because listen, they're on a power play. That power play scares the hell out of everybody, right? At that point in the game, I'm like, this. It felt like it was going to be like, all right, here we go. It's going to be 2-2. Like it's kind of inevitable at this point, right? They're pressing. They're getting a little time in there. Like it's just gonna happen. The play that Glenn Denning had, where he gets kind of tangled up and then he dives and just chips the puck a little bit forward, and Brown goes on that breakaway. And I love, after the game, he was talking about like he has a good relationship with Picard, so he was like apparently laughing as he's breaking in on this breakaway on Picard. And then he's like, and Draisaitl told him, like, you always go forehand, backhand, forehand, and that's how you score in a breakaway. And he's like, I tried it and it worked. So it was
awesome.
It's awesome. And the dude looked like genuinely like excited that he scored.
And you know what else it is too? That's also a player that has shot on that goalie forever, as his teammate, and probably knew exactly where to pick, exactly knew what to do. Because I've had teammates that have been able to do that to me, where I couldn't, in some practices I just couldn't stop them because they just knew what I was going to do. That's him having that knowledge of shooting, against the same goalie as a teammate for a long time too.
Apparently Palat also hand whittles sticks for the entire team. So that's another thing that
he does.
Yep.
Chuck up on a list.
He
Michael Hayes
laces.
says,
He laces.
Pol-
Laces everybody's skates
Mhm.
yeah.
before every game.
Michael Hayes says Palat
Fresh.
never gets hurt. Well, I think we got to correct that. Palat never got hurt until he got to the Devils, and then he had a
Yeah.
couple of season-long injuries.
He's probably
Yeah.
sitting there right now, listening to us live, going, "God damn it!" I don't know what his voice sounds like. I'm just gonna guess. These
He
guys.
just sounds like Ivan Drago all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was just going to say Drago.
If he dies, he dies. He's not Russian, although he could speak Russian and French. But
Yes, apparently. Yeah.
it was either that or I was gonna do that same annoying, like, "Hey, you know, I'm sitting here listening to these freaking guys talking about me. I can't believe it." Like that's the same.
Yes.
That's
He
the
speaks-
voice
well,
for every guy.
He speaks
Let me
what does he
ask you guys
speak?
a
French
question.
and Russian with an Italian accent?
Something.
a
I think
Jersey
so, yeah.
Italian accent.
Something like that, yeah. Well, let me ask you guys a question, because obviously we're here, we're joking around, we're having fun. But, you know, at some point the Devils are going to have to make some sort of move. And your two obvious candidates right there, one is Palat, the other is Dougie Hamilton. And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but would the team think twice about that? Unless it's part of acquiring Quinn Hughes. Dougie's so far has been playing really strong. He's been playing a little more physical, like seeing that. Put the shoulder into the body a couple times. The defensive side is looking a lot more solid. And looks like that shot is coming back and being the power play quarterback. Can you hear her now eating her cookie?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Dougie Hamilton is I feel like he's going to be one of these things where as soon as he gets that first goal, he's going to start to like really settle in and really, you know, he's going to come alive. That's great for two reasons.
Well, points
One,
wise,
that's what I mean. It's
I feel like
great
he's
for
been
two
playing
reasons.
well, though.
Oh no, I think he's been playing great too. But my point is like it's great for two reasons, because one, if he's playing great, that means he's contributing to the team winning, right? And the other one is if they decide to move on from him. And I genuinely really like Dougie Hamilton. Like I borderline would get a Dougie Hamilton jersey. He's a great dude.
I have one.
Like he actually would. You have a Dougie Hamilton jersey? I didn't know that.
Yeah, because when Adidas was selling all their jerseys for nothing.
Oh yeah,
Dougie
Dougie does have a
Hamilton,
goal.
White, red, and
He got the
green.
goal. He got a goal in the loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got one.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, once he gets that, like, he gets that spark where it really also, like Jack. Look at Jack. Jack scored that ridiculous goal against Florida, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, put the league on notice. He's back.
Here we go.
He's feeling it.
Well,
but
here's the
with
question.
Dougie, if he's performing
Which one
well,
would you rather?
then yes.
Which one would you rather,
on
though?
from?
Like, you're gonna have to do something at some point
Mhm.
when
pretty
Kovacevic comes
sure
back and everything.
It's pretty sure it's obvious which one 98% of the fan base would like to move on from.
But
I
he
mean-
may not have as much value as someone else.
Yeah, but do you hamstring the defense if the defense is playing solid? See, that's the difference, right? I feel like a defenseman is way more valuable than a forward in this case. Like Dougie is way more valuable to the team as it sits right now than Andre Palat. Palat, yes, like he does make that nice play. I feel like he does bring something to Jack's line. He does have value in certain circumstances, but if you weighed them both out next to each other, if the defense has been strong. Brendan Dillon, god damn, Brendan Dillon has been strong. Like this team has been playing great defensively, and do you want to mess up with that chemistry? Like, do you want to tinker with that, because it's a little bit different than moving a forward up and down the lineup. I feel like they're a little bit more like if you take Palat and you put him on the fourth line and you put Cotter up with Jack, is that going to make or break your game? Not really, right? If you took Dougie and like it's different because like defensive pairing, but if you like try to move defensive pairings around, you can start screwing with that, and like we saw what happens. Like last year, Luke and Pesci being together for a good portion of the year, right? They were phenomenal together. As soon as you split them up, because then you have to put them on different lines because of injuries and stuff like that, not so good. So it's like, I don't know. I think Dougie's way more valuable in this situation.
Yeah, but I think inevitably pairs, at least on the defensive side, are going to get all. They're going to have to think about what they're going to do with the defensive pairs once Kovacevic is healed up and ready to come back. So
but he can't throw him into the lineup right away, and he's going to be.
But eventually,
he's going to have to get eased into it.
But eventually, he's going to be back in the lineup, and then you have to make that decision. You're gonna throw those pairs, and then AJ Visco asked a little while back in the chat, if Jake Allen keeps playing like this and Markstrom gets healthy, what do you do? Well, at that point, you got to see who's playing well in practice and who's besting who in practice, and you're going to have to make those decisions. And it not for nothing, if we're making decisions on who to play because we have multiple players playing well, that's a problem we haven't had in a while. Like if we're
that's a good problem.
We're worrying about exactly, it's one of those good problems that we haven't had in a while. So if we're in that position, I'm all for being in that position to where maybe someone's got to not play over, and then keep going with what works. Maybe Kovacevic is the seventh defenseman if things are just working, which I doubt he's going to be. But if things are working, when Markstrom's ready to come back and Jake Allen's playing well, maybe Markstrom watches for a couple games. So who knows?
Yeah, okay. But that also gives you the luxury of like if Allen is playing like that you don't necessarily have to rush Markstrom back into the net, where you could ease him in, almost like he takes, like you're saying, like takes over the backup role, even though they don't seem like it's like more of like a 1A 1B kind of situation, but like you gives it, that's a luxury that you hope to have, because then it gives Markstrom enough time he can get a couple meaningful games in, start testing himself out. You put him against like teams that maybe are a little bit lower in the rankings and maybe a little bit easier to win against, although we always struggle against those teams, which blows my mind.
But kind of to your point there too, if Jake Allen is playing well, Markstrom does not have to be rushed back into it. So you're going in that direction in the conversation to where it's not going to be like, oh, we need him back like yesterday. If just that'll allow Markstrom to actually heal up, and be ready to go when his time to go, when his time to play is.
Yeah, and not to talk about too much about contracts and stuff like that, but this also puts Markstrom in a very interesting position, because it was leaked the other day or recently that he's been in conversations with the Devils about a possible extension, that his camp is looking for X amount of money and X amount of years. And the Devils are like, we'll see about that. But because of his recent injury history, it's, it kind of like, well, all right, does this make it so we can maybe get him a little bit cheaper? And I hate to say that, because like you don't want to screw a guy on money, but at the same time, like, are we going to be able to rely on you down the road with all these injuries that pop up, especially leg, knee, hip?
Yeah, I want to say that is definitely, because I believe you and I were talking about that at the bar the other day. But at the same time, right now and I don't know what the free agent goaltender market's going to become this year, and I'm going to look that up now. But like the goalie pool is so shallow right now that even somewhat hurting Markstrom may command a pretty decent contract from another team. So I don't know how much of a discount we're going to get in that regard based on who's going to be free agent next year. I'm actually going to look that up right now, because that'll, eventually that comes into play. I mean, I would love for, I really would love to see that contract be taken care of mid-year. Just get it done so there's no worry. Because you also don't want him to push himself coming off of another injury to have to prove that he's worth X amount of dollars too.
That's
And then
great point too.
And then potentially put so much strain on his body that he gets injured again, and that's the last thing we want, because then we're essentially going to be without a goalie. So I would much rather take care of it now. I think that's probably where they can use that injury history to the Devils' advantage. Just be like, listen, let's work this out now, so you're not worrying about the pressure of trying to get back, so you can prove that you're worth this. We'll just if they can come to it like something reasonable as well, because he's going to want to make a reasonable amount of money. So we'll see, but I think that it could work. There's multiple things that can work in our favor, but the sooner the better with this contract, especially with the way his injuries are recently.
Scotty?
Well, we'll find out about. I don't know. No, I'm trying to think of that as well, because the rumors have been out there about the talks and everything, and you think about how his age and the injuries are piling up there. It's like, well, if you want a long-term deal, I don't know, like that gives me pause a bit.
Getting long in the tooth too.
All right, here we go. Where'd they go? So here are some of the UFAs for next for the 2026 the goalie UFAs. Bobrovsky, 37. Markstrom, 35. Mrazek, 33. Frederick Anderson, 36. Stuart Skinner, youngest one yet, 26. Cam Talbot, 38. Nedeljkovic, 29. Jonathan Quick, almost 40. Former Devil Scott Wedgwood, 33. Former Devil Vitek Vanacek. I didn't realize Vitek Vanacek was only 29. Holy crap.
What? Wait a minute. Wedgwood is only 33?
Yeah.
He's been in the league.
That guy's been in the league for 20 years.
15.
Are you kidding me?
He's been in the league since he was 15 years old. Youngest goalie ever to play. 10-year-old
Tarasov, who we saw on Thursday, 26. He's a free agent. Calvin Pickard, who we just saw yesterday, 33, free agent. Rittich, Eric Comrie, Jack Graves, Caden Primo, Devin Cooley, Brandon Bussey. So in reality, there's that goalie market is still super shallow, and in that world, you're looking at Bobrovsky being 37. I mean, he's not going to get $10 million in his next contract, but I'd say Markstrom, Stuart Skinner, and I don't know, maybe Mrazek are your top three there as UFAs.
What's weird about that too is
shallow again.
If Markstrom hit the open market, someone would overpay for him in a heartbeat. There's teams out there that would go after him.
Well, that's what I mean.
Oh, for sure.
It's another shallow UFA pool of goalies coming next season.
Yeah.
It's just, look at everything we're talking about here with Palat, though. That's why you got to be careful with, Markey. He's still got a lot of talent, but yeah, he does. He gets dinged up pretty quick, pretty often here as a Devil. So not knocking his desire to play or anything like that, or that he's out of position. He's always hustling. He's always playing hard. He's always a gamer and ready to go. That's one thing too you were mentioning about Markstrom maybe taking a back seat for a little bit. I don't know if he's the type of goaltender that likes to take a back seat. Like, I feel like it's been said that he's like, I want to get out there and play most games. Yeah. He wants to be in the lineup a lot. So I don't know if that's maybe in a rehab setting, but I don't know. Like, I don't think he would. I don't know if he would go with that. If we were like, Jake's going to be number one now. You know,
No, and I'm not suggesting that, but I'm just saying that he won't have to. If Jake Allen is playing well, Markstrom will not have to rush back to be the hero.
right?
Yeah.
And potentially
And I
play
think he's
before he's
smart
ready.
enough. I think he's smart enough to understand that too. I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to be like, I need to get out there and play. Like, yeah, you want that competitive drive. You want everybody to say like, no, I'm the number one. Like you never want a dude who's going to be in goal. Like, you take it tonight. I don't want to do it. So he went from like Brodeur. You go from like Brodeur and played like 72 games in a year, and like that kind of mentality. Even like, but yeah, I don't know. I just
When,
I want that, but yeah.
When I was in college, there was a game that I was backing up, and I was on the bench, and we weren't playing very well. And the goalie that was in basically looked at the coach and pulled himself. And our coach, who was also a goalie at Sacred Heart too at one point, looked at me and he said, "You never pull yourself out of a game." And I've never done it ever once. And I just remember him looking at me with this stern look going, "You never do that." I'm like, yeah, that was a dumb move on his part. And it's just, it would be in such an odd position. But I don't think Markstrom's going to want to be the backup. But I think that's also the value if they get that contract settled and squared away. Then he's not going to want to push himself to prove that he can still do it. Or, maybe potentially push himself too far and get injured again. You get all that taken care of. And then him and Jake Allen can just settle into a good rotation of whatever it's going to be, 2 for Markstrom, 1 for Allen, whatever they may choose to do. Just get that done. Just get the contract done, and then heal him up, and then go win 3 of the next 5 Stanley Cups for us.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So would you be okay with him getting a $6 million a year?
What's the term? Or what's the length?
4?
I don't know. I heard he wants like 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
That puts him at 40. So, I mean, what we are seeing, but there's also like a little bit of a caveat too to this. I don't trust the sports medicine side of the Devils team right now. It just seems to be like we're getting injured, and one of the big things for me, and I can't remember when I talked about this somewhere on here, but like Jake Allen should not have had cramping. Like a professional sports athlete should not have cramping unless it's like
you and I were talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Brooke and I were also talking about it too when it happened. So if we're going to sign him long term, like let's say a 4-year deal, that brings him to 39. I mean, we're now seeing the era of Sergei Bobrovsky just won his first Stanley Cup, just won 2 Stanley Cups in a row at 36 and 37. You've got Jonathan Quick at 39 is still a really damn good goaltender. As much as I hate the Rangers, you got to give him credit for what he's playing. Cam Talbot's still pretty damn good too. We're seeing goalies play longer and later into their 30s, which is weird to say because I'm at 43. Here we go. Oh man, these guys are getting old. Yeah, they're like 6 years younger than I am, but these guys are able to play longer into their careers. I would like to make sure that if we're going to do this, I just think the sports medicine side of the franchise has to really be looked at because I just don't. There seems to be like there's something missing there. I mean, look at Jack with shoulder injuries. Like you would have thought after the first one they would have rehabbed him to the point and given him so much strength training that so it wouldn't happen again. Like something to me just doesn't click on that off ice.
The days of Bill Murray. That's what we miss. And for those of you that are like Bill Murray, the actor, if that means you're not a real Devils fan. If you don't know that, Bill Murray was their athletic trainer for the longest time.
Yeah, like it's just the there's something with this with the athletic training side, the sports medicine side that I don't trust.
Yeah, there's a lot of penalties, a lot of injuries that happen that like I feel like could be avoided. But the one that happened to Markstrom, I still can't wrap my head around how the broadcast. Maybe they didn't think it was serious, or maybe like it was very interesting. It wasn't like mentioned at all, but you could see he was like clearly in pain when he threw his gloves off. I actually thought he got clipped like up in the neck or something like that with a stick, or he got hit in the face somehow, and that's why he kind of like ripped his gloves off. Like, but it just worries me with the leg, knee, hip, all that stuff. As a goalie, that kind of stuff makes me nervous. And maybe we get him locked in
every week.
Yeah, maybe we lock him in and for even a 3-year extension, and you give some of the guys that we have in the system an opportunity to develop and grow a little bit more. I mean, a lot of people are very high on Big Mike, and rightfully so, but he's still in college, and he's a ways away. So no matter what the situation is, like whatever happens with Markstrom, hopefully it gets resolved during the year. But then that leads into the previous conversation that we're having about, well, where the hell are they going to get some of this money? Because that's the other thing too. If they make any kind of move that you want to make to, bring in a guy that's going to be a top 6 guy, or if you want to do any of these things, like Scotty said before, there's 2 contracts that are very obviously big on the books that would have to move. One of them Dougie, and the other one has to be Palat. So something does have to happen with this team in order to make any kind of flexibility.
Yeah, and kind of going to what you're and I believe we talked about it a little bit with Chico yesterday. Kind of going to your point. Yeah, it's his right knee got caught underneath him. I'm watching that goal again against Columbus. It took me a long time because he spins, he twists, and that right knee gets twisted, and it just can't go in, and that doesn't feel good. I was surprised that you've got former players in Danico, in Salvador, even I'm forgetting her name right now. New Erica. I'm drawing a complete blank.
Rachel
Herzog.
Herzog, yeah. Like you've got 3 former players that you think they would have at least said, look at his reaction to that. Like something isn't right. Like they didn't even.
It was also the end of the game, though. It was like really close to the end of the game, and maybe that's why.
But I still think like that reaction. You don't just do unless it's especially a goalie like him. Like he's not going to just rip off his gloves, and in sort of a panic mode too. Like he was in pain.
Herzog. Yeah. And then he skated the hell off. He did wave off the trainer. So if you watch the replay, he's down on the ground, and you see the trainer come up, and you see him wave him off. So maybe that's another reason why they were like, you just got shooken up, and that's it. And there are other things to talk about within the moment. But yeah, I agree because it was clear as day. Like I was like, oh God, and I even texted in our group. I was like, well, that's not good because I think Markstrom got hurt. As soon as it happened, I was like, oh damn it. But like he skated off the ice really quickly, got to the locker room real quickly, probably went into the trainer's room, and they looked at him and they were like, well, we need to get you evaluated because whatever you did, whether it be a hyperextension or whatever, you just hope that there's no interior damage, like any tears or anything like that to MCL, ICL, all that kind of stuff. But with that being said, and we talked about it at the beginning of the show, the fact that Jake Allen has stepped up the way he stepped up, we hopefully can carry this momentum. The team outside of and it's great because they're all acknowledging it too. The post-game interview that Jack had on the ice, he mentions Jake Allen. After the games, guys are talking about Jake Allen. So they recognize how big he's stepping up, and the way that they're playing in front of him has been fantastic. Like Scotty said earlier, the PK has been unreal. I mean, you're going against Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, and they're shutting them down with Connor Brown, Glenn Denning. Brendan Dillon is a monster out there. And defensively this year, if you haven't listen, Luke Hughes gets all the flash and dance and all that kind of stuff. Rightfully so. He's a highlight reel kind of guy. You get some of the other Dougie's a big name. Brendan Dillon is the anchor of that defense. One of the smartest moves that Fitzy has made, and that's another thing too. That's another one of those moves that a lot of people are Fitzy sucks. He's overrated. Blah, 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 can't do anything right. Look at all these little moves. Bringing in Pesci is a big deal. Pesci's a big name, but you look Brandon Dillon, you son of a bitch.
Dylan.
There it is. Oh, yeah,
I think I forgot to do that. I think he got a point this year. I forgot to do the Dylan thing. Oh man, gotta remind myself.
And Cody Glass, dude, Cody Glass has been playing
that
unreal.
down.
Like the whole team, top to bottom, it feels like they have just been. There's no dead spots, right? Like I hate to say it, but like Lazar, Holla, the last couple of years, that bottom six, you're like they would come out in the ice, and you're like, well, these guys aren't going to do a damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to score a goal right now. And then teams could stack up against Jack, could stack up against Nico, could really, and that's what was happening. You shut us down in those two lines, and that was it. Like the game was over. But it seems like everybody's contributing.
I said this the other day too on After Dark. The Devils didn't give the Oilers any easy shifts. They rolled four lines, and they were all competitive and out there skating hard.
Yeah.
And you don't give those shifts off where the other team really doesn't have to worry about things. Each Devils line is oh man. Each line now is, has got their components, and they're all really, really good when they're working together. So it's a thing, man. We talked about it. That bottom six was just love them all, but it just wasn't, the right collection of guys at that time. This is looking a lot more promising, especially when you got a Stefan Nason, in the wings, who is either gonna, it's either gonna move Mercer down or maybe Steph starts on the third line. I don't know, but when he comes back, they're gonna get a lot even more depth. So that's a good thing.
Which is phenomenal.
And Hallinen's been playing. He's been playing his role. He's been doing fine, But getting Nason back, you almost forget that he's on the team, because once you get him back, that's a great point too, because you can also move. He's interchangeable in different parts of the lineup. Maybe you move Mercer down and put Nason in with Jack, or not Jack, with Nico. Maybe, and I don't know. That line has been phenomenal to me. I feel like the Nico line has been phenomenal.
I think also what you can do is, you keep Mercer where he is right now and put Steph on the third line with Cody Glass and Connor Brown, and then you could put Gritsuk back with Paul Cotter, who we know already has a good chemistry together, and Paul has got those mitts. If you set him up, he can bury him, and we saw that, that chemistry that they had already early in the season. If you move Gritsuk down now to the fourth line, holy hell. That's a lineup.
And I would love to see that they have four lines where, obviously you're going to have, Jack Hughes, Jesper Bratt, Nico Hischier, Timo Meier. They'll be the top line. But when you get after, when you get under the top line, when you get to 3 and 4, that we have so much depth that it could be a second line on any other team. And just having 4 functional lines that are just unstoppable, that you can just roll no matter who. And that would be the dream for this team and for us as fans, and hopefully to bring us that Stanley Cup, which is what we want.
Yeah.
Have they decided? Have they started selling grits at the Rock yet? Are there grits for sale?
If he gets hot, if he catches on fire where he's really starting to pile up points, I wouldn't doubt seeing like some kind of
Julian over here, Scratch Palat. Yeah, he's the only name we really haven't mentioned here in this, like, all these guys coming back.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it's that. What's interesting about that though is, if Dadonov comes back and Nason's back, that's not off the realm of possibility.
It's not.
You drop
It's
him to
not.
the fourth line, or yeah. I mean, I would love Gritsuk to get a little bit more time on the fourth line, third line, build up that confidence, and then get him to the point where you can have like a shift or two with Jack, or have him kind of bump up on a line or two, and really see what the kid can do. But
I mean,
he'll get
that's
there.
what it might be
he'll
for.
get there.
From what I read, Nace has been skating with Cotter and Glendening, so maybe he's one of the ones, like we were talking about, maybe ease him back into his role. Start him out there on the fourth line and ease him up. And if he gets hot, then you can move him up and, whatever, you can rearrange a little bit. But it'll be great to have him back when he does. I mean, it's going to be a couple more games at least. So, but that's a great depth piece that you have there just waiting in the wings. And, he had a career year last year. We'll see how he follows it up this year. He's going to be chomping at the bit, ready to get out there on the ice and start making havoc in front of the net.
Yeah, buddy. Well, boys, Sam is here. Dad's here. So you know what that means. It means it's
Dad's
time
here?
for final thoughts of the night. Dad's here. Hi, Dad.
Dad's here.
And by the way, Max, yes, this is Grits in New Jersey. It's the perfect opportunity to play those scenes from My Cousin Vinny at the Rock. So,
Oh, yeah.
sure. I just never seen a grit
You
before.
don't want your grits. You don't want your grits being runny now. The guy that's talking about cooking them. You don't remember that part? All right. Anyways.
You cracked Sam Wu right there.
Yeah, so Sam is here, which means it's final thoughts time. Sam, I didn't compliment you the other day, but damn, your haircut's nice. I got to tell you that. In person, it looks even better.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that is a solid
Connie
haircut,
cuts.
man. Connie cuts good hair. Does a good job with nice hair. Anyways, so final thought. I'm gonna just jump into it. I figured out the perfect trade. We talk about Andre Palat. Any team would be lucky to have him. Any team.
Any team.
Some people look at Jason Robertson as a candidate for this team. They say that he would be a perfect fit for the Devils. Some people look at other parts of the league. Some even might even mention the name Cole Caulfield, reunited with Jack Hughes. But there is one name. There's one name that would fit incredibly on this team. How incredibly? Well, he might be hurt right now, but one Brady Tkachuk. I know. We'd be losing out on this trade like you wouldn't believe. We'd be giving up way too much. And maybe it's just a 1-for-1. Who knows? Maybe they'd have to throw Sanderson in the trade too, just to even it out. Who knows? Because that Andre Palat, boy, is he a scorer. Boy, will he light up the sheet for you. And boy, will he bring pride to your town in Ottawa when he goes out and he folds the flag every night in a perfect little triangle, if they do that in Canada. I don't know. But if you're willing, Ottawa, I know. It's a tough one, but we'll take it. We'll take it on the chin. We'll take Brady off your hands. I know he's damaged goods now, so you don't need him. You don't need him anymore. So maybe that's the trade. Maybe that's the trade that we try to make happen. We want to help you, Ottawa. That's really what it's about. We're helping you become a better team. Anybody else?
And sketch.
Yes.
And scene.
And done. I will go. I'm going to say this. It's been a very long time that I've been to the Rock in person, and I've seen 2 wins in 72 hours. And damn, is it fun to see this team win. And it's fun to see them win in person. And my New Jersey jersey is 2-0.
Yeah.
I just want
That's what I
to.
got.
Okay. Cool. I didn't cut you off. I'm sorry. I thought you stopped.
Nope, that's all I got.
Do I go?
That's all I got.
Okay, all right.
I heard dead
You-
air, and just as
you-
I was trying to fill the dead air, you jumped in. So
Okay.
Pregnant pause.
I will just say, even though I wasn't, able to be there, I just want to thank everyone for coming out to 2 big stage events this week and showing some pride and showing some love for the New Jersey Devils and getting to hang out and everyone seeing the friends and family again, the Devils' friends and family. Maybe the person you have season tickets next to or something like that, that you run into again, and you see everyone around
The
around the arena.
The ushers, the
Usher,
beer, the people
yeah,
selling beer.
you're.
Yep.
The beer guy. I know that beer guy. Oh, Ralph.
You're laughing at that. You're laughing at that, but I am really close with one of the people that vendors in the stadium. Very close friend.
There
now.
you go. There you go.
Happens to sell beer. What do you want? All right.
Old Ralph Abernathy or something like that. What was the guy that Norm Macdonald used to say? Oh, Ralph, something like that. I can't remember. But just thank you, everyone, for coming out and enjoying this team as well. We've got a great, finally, we got a pretty good product out there on the ice. And we've watched them grow and we've watched them, take those steps forward, sometimes taking steps back. But in the end, we're getting to that destination here. So come enjoy this season for the Devils. And of course, we'll be talking about it every game. Nonstop.
Yeah. Nonstop. Even if you tell us to stop.
So thank you.
My final thoughts. Just want to thank all those that came out to the big stage this past weekend, Thursday and Saturday. We get a lot of compliments and people just saying love the podcast and meeting new people from all over the place. So it's really a treat to finally put a face to the name of those that comment in the YouTube Live and Facebook and X and wherever we're at. Also, big thank you to Frank the Tank, American Whiskey. They've done a lot of stuff behind the scenes to make these big stages work. It's not easy. When they close down the streets, we only have a certain amount of time to get things done. And Frank and his crew helped us out big time for the big stage events. And we'll be there Wednesday and Friday. Again, big stages are weather pending, if we could do it or not. So we plan on to. So, but we'll hope to see you Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday this upcoming week. So, other than that, we're going to get out of here, dropping the podcast at midnight. Want to thank all those.
That's who's snoring That's who's snoring in the background, by the way.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you can hear her still.
Well, hopefully to a good week. Till next time. Let's go Devils.